Hey there, welcome to LC Yoga, and this is day 4 of our 7-day yoga challenge. So today is all about core, and not just to work and flatten out this area that we're all always thinking about, but to get strong in our yoga, because with a strong core, we can do better yoga. So if you're ready, get on your mat, and I'll meet you there. We'll begin today in a kneeling position, sitting up on the tops of the feet, back on the heels. If this doesn't feel good on the knees, feel free to sit in a cross-legged position. We're just gonna get started here today. So we're just gonna take a moment to ground, just as we always do at the start of practice. So close the eyes. Letting the hands just rest on the thighs, palms up or down. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And let it out through the mouth. And bring your attention to your core, meaning your abdominals, your lower back, glutes, the middle back. It's all part of the core, all the way around. Breathe into that. So let those areas, the abdominals and the mid to low back, let that expand and contract as you breathe. It may even help to use your hands floating in the air nearby to do that. So inhaling. And exhaling. We're just bringing the awareness to that area. Now open the eyes for just a second and take your hands, your middle fingers and your thumbs, and place them on your lower ribs and the upper pelvis bone. So you've got this pointy part of your upper pelvis, so your hip points. Put your thumb and your middle finger on those. And as we move through the practice today, and always when we're focusing on a core, we want to knit those areas together, all right? And what that does is not just engage the abdominals, because you can crunch those really hard and engage. But what this does is knit those two areas strongly together so that you've got this strong center, but it also broadens the back and you've got this strong, complete, strong torso. So release that for a second and then do it again. Contract, just slightly. Broad back, shoulders are wide. Inhale, release it. And then as you exhale, knit those lower abdominals and your lower ribs together. Now in yoga, you can also pull up on the pelvic floor as you do that. So it's a contraction of the bottom of the muscle at the bottom of the pelvis. So as you inhale, release, and exhale, knit those muscles together, going to contract and pull up on the pelvis, on the pelvic floor. And release. And do those just a couple more times just to get that sensation. And that's kind of what we're mining for today as we're moving through and working on the core. A couple more times. Do it without the hands. Now keep that engaged and let's get started. So move into an all fours position. And we'll do a few cat-cows just to stretch it out first. So inhale, lift the crown of the head and the tailbone. And exhale, round the spine. Pull those abdominals in. Inhaling, look up. Stretch out the front body. And exhale, round. Empty out and pull those abs in. One more time, inhaling. And exhale. Inhale back to a neutral spine. Leave your left leg where it is and extend your right back behind you with a flexed foot. Now engage those abs. So do that knitting together that I mentioned. So your shoulders and your back is broad. And then we're going to look over to the left as you scoot your foot over in that direction. Look back at your foot so you're in a side arch. And then inhale, come back to center and lift up like a cat or a cow position, right? And then exhale, bring the knee into the nose, round the spine. Inhale, extend back to the original position. Exhale, bring that foot over to the left and look back at it. Inhale, lift it up high in the center. Exhale, pull it in, around the spine. Inhale, foot goes back. Exhaling over to the left. Inhale, lift it as high as it'll go. And exhale, pull it in. Now lower the knee to the floor. Let's do that on the other side. Lift the left leg this time, straight out behind you. Foot and crown of the head are moving away from each other. Engage those abs. Look over to the right as your foot goes that way. Inhale through center, lift it up. Exhaling, pull it in. And inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right. Look back at that foot. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, pull it in, nose to knee. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, bend it over to the right. Inhale it up. Lift as high as it'll go. And exhale, pull it in. And place the knee on the floor. Now we'll add a little balance in there. So lift the left or the right leg up again, just as you did the first time, and maybe stay there. Or lift the left hand and reach it out. Now we're going to pulse, pulling the knee and the elbow in together. But if you're just doing the leg, feel free to do as we were doing, where you're pulling that knee in. Right? So reach hand and foot away from each other. Get long, long, long. Remember to knit those abdominals together. And take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, pull the elbow to the knee and round the spine. Inhale, get long. Exhale, pull it in. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, reach, get long, and lower the hand, lower the knee. Now let's do that on the other side. Lift the left leg this time and the right arm. Reach and get long, stretch. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull it in, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, contract. Inhale, get big and long. Exhale, get tiny. One more time, reaching. And this time, before you place that knee on the floor, bend the knee and reach back for the foot. Now, if it's too hard to balance, feel free to stay with both hands on the floor and just bend that knee, and we're going to arch it up to a cow position. So if you're coming with me, grab a hold of that foot, and as you inhale, kick that foot back, looking forward, neck is long. We're not crunching in the back, we're stretching those ab muscles that we were just working. Take one more breath here. Inhale, and as you exhale, reach it long and place that hand and the knee back on the ground. Let's do that on the other side. So right leg up, bend the knee. Stay here, just looking up, chest forward, or grab a hold of that foot and extend it up. Deep breaths. Pressing the hips down toward the ground. And then get long, reach it, and come on back. This time we're coming into a plank. So step the right foot back, left foot meets it. Knitting those ribs and upper pelvis together. Legs are strong. Breathe into your core. It's so strong, it's holding you up so that your hands, your arms, your feet are hardly working, even though they're gripping the mat. Now turn to the outside of the left foot. We're coming into a side plank. So here you can rest the right foot on the floor as a modification, or you can stack the feet. Right arm up, gripping the mat with your left fingers. You can look to the side or up. Now wherever you are, place that right foot on the ground. Take a deep breath in and sweep the right arm overhead. And then as you exhale, lower the hip down. Take a few breaths here. We're stretching out that side waist. And let's do that in a flow. So inhale, lift it up and sweep it overhead. And exhale, come on down. Inhale up. Exhale down. If you're feeling this in your wrist, feel free to stay right here. Inhale up and exhale down. I'll hold there, breathing. You can rest the arm on the knee for your photo shoot. Give me a shaka. Awesome. We'll reach it out. Your choice. Now from here, bend the left knee so it comes next to your hip. And bring the weight onto that hip. So now we're sitting up, and I'm going to turn so you can see me. Now we're going into a seated spinal twist. Left leg under, right leg over. So we're lifting the right leg up and over toward the left. So it's going that way. Now from here, place the right hand behind you like a post so that you lift up and keeps you long and tall, and grab a hold of that knee. We're going to twist to the right. And we're twisting from the belly button, not from the shoulders. So as you inhale, get long. Exhale, start to twist. And breathing here, let each inhale make you taller. Each exhale, you twist a little deeper. Feet are active. And don't pull too hard on that front knee. Now, if you don't feel much there and you want to come into a different arm position, maybe with the elbow on the outside of the knee, hand up or down to get deeper into the pose, but don't let it tweak your shoulders. And on your next inhale, come on back to center. Take a nice little counter twist in the opposite direction. And then from there, let your right knee start to move towards stacked on top of your left. Now, if your knees don't stack, that's okay. This may be uncomfortable for the knee, and if so, reach your left foot out in front of you. Otherwise, we're coming into Gomukhasana, so work towards stacking the knees. But if your knee is up like this, that is a-okay. Now from here, we can just start to fold forward. Feet are active, hips are moving back. You're getting a nice hip stretch in. You can also move your elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, get long, and exhale, twist over to the right. Working the core is not just about crunching, you know, we've got to make those muscles nice and long and supple. So if we do just crunches all the time, what ends up happening is that you build muscle, but you can actually end up looking thicker in the middle because of the muscle. Now, it's not just about how it looks, of course. We want to feel good. We want to do good yoga. And that requires not just strength, but mobility. And come on back to center. Now from here, we're going to go out the same way we came in. So you should be somewhere over here. Extend your left leg out and lean over to the right. We're going to come back into a side plank. So lift up, right arm straight up to the sky, and then turn so you can come in back into your standard plank. Couple of breaths here. Bring those abdominals in so they're supporting you, legs are strong, and your feet and your head are working away from each other. Long neck. Grip the mat with your finger pads so that your palm almost starts to come up in the middle, and that'll protect the wrists. You'll start to turn toward the right, and we'll come onto the edge of that foot. Sweep the arm up in the air, place the foot in front of you if this is a little too much. Breathe into that. Stay strong, you've got this. And then wherever you are, place the foot in front. Take a deep breath in and sweep the arm overhead, lift the hips, and exhale, bring them on down. Pause there for just a second. Feeling the stretch in the outer hip and the side waist. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, pull it down. Inhale up. And exhale down. One more time, inhaling. And exhale. Now hang out there, enjoy the stretch, choose your arm position. Whatever you do, it looks like a pose. You can do this later for your Instagram. Or not. Maybe just, you know, it's a great pose for if someone's coming by to feed you grapes, this is a good place to be. All right, now we're going to bend that bottom leg. Bring it next to the hip and bring the weight onto your right hip and sit. Turn around so you can see this. And we're going to do that seated spinal twist on this side, Ardha Matsyendrasana. So knee up and over to the right this time. Left hand behind. Wrap the right elbow. Get tall. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, twist from the belly button. Inhaling to get long and exhaling to twist. Choose your arm position. Sometimes that can help you get a little more. But when I first started doing yoga, I used to tweak my shoulders in this because I was just turning using so much muscle to turn, and that's not the point because a twist is more about the hips than anything else. So you're trying to get a stretch here on the outside of the hip. So if you're feeling most of the sensation in the shoulders, back up out of it and work toward moving the hip and the knee away from each other. And that's the good stuff. All right, now come back to center and take a nice little counter twist in the other direction. And now we're going to take Gomukhasana, so start working towards stacking the knees. Again, bottom leg can be straight and the knee can stay floating. You may even want to put something underneath it or hold it. But again, here we're going for hip stretching, so that's really all you're mining for. So find the position that works for you where you feel a nice stretch in that outer hip. Now from here, feet are engaged, hips are moving back, spine is long, start to fold forward. Breathe into the hips. With each breath, the hips expand. Right elbow can come to the outside of the knee and you get long, pull the torso over to the left, twisting. Last breath here, inhaling. Let it out through an open mouth. Let something go. And come on back to center. Now again, we're going to come out the way we came in. So let me move back to where I was and extend your right leg out behind you. We're coming back into a side plank. So lift up the hips, arms straight up in the air, and swim that arm forward so that you can come back into a plank. Now from here, we're going to do a little bit of leg lifting to get into the back side of our core, right? So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift the right leg. Inhaling and exhale, place it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stay. Inhale. And exhale, lower it down. Pull back into a downward dog. Stretch it out a little bit so you can pedal one leg and the other. Stretch the shoulders, pushing the chest through the shoulders. Deep breath in. Let it out through an open mouth. And then come on forward, ripple the spine back into plank. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. And back to center. Inhale, exhale over to the left, pull it in. Exhale back to center. Inhale, exhale right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Pull it back to a downward dog. Now on your next inhale, let your right leg lift up high to the sky. Lift it up, stretching that left leg. Take a deep breath in. On your next exhale, come on forward and bring it to your right elbow. Inhale, lift it back up, three-legged dog. Exhaling, bring it into your nose, round the spine. Inhale up. Exhale, this time over to the left elbow, twisting. Inhale it up and place it back down. This time lift the left leg up. And as you exhale, come forward to the left elbow. Inhale up and high. Exhaling nose to knee. Inhale up. And exhale, right elbow twisting. Inhale it up. And lower it down. Again, stretch the shoulders here. If the arms are feeling tired, lower the knees. And take a puppy pose where the torso is like a ski jump. Come back to all fours and walk the knees through and come through into a seated position. Now from here, we're coming into boat pose. So hands behind the knees, rock back onto the hips. Get long into the spine. So we're not rounding here. Nice and tall, shoulders down away from the ears. And you can stay right there. Knit those muscles together as we've been doing. And if you're feeling frisky, let the arms go and straighten the legs. Embrace the shake. It's a good thing. Breathe into that. Pull the knees into the chest, cross the legs, place the hands next to the hips, and lift them up and lower down. Boat pose number 2. Come back to hands behind the knees and lift the feet up. Getting long and either staying there or lifting the arms, maybe straightening one leg, maybe the other. Breathing. And cross the legs. Place the hands, lift up. One more. So come back to our starting position. Now this time, if you're going to straighten the arms, straighten one leg at a time. First the right. Inhale, come on in. Exhale, left. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhaling, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bring the legs in. Place the hands and lift up and lower down. This time, roll down onto your back. And here, place the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers, feet up to the sky. Now, one leg at a time, we're going to lower the right and at the same time, reach over to the left with the right arm. Inhale, bring both feet up. Exhale, lower the left leg and twist to the right. Inhaling, center. Exhale, left. Inhaling. Now go at your own pace, lowering one leg and using the arm as a lever to twist as you go. Navel to spine as you do this. Lower back flat on the floor. If the back is coming off the floor, if it feels like it's arching, don't lower the legs so much. You can also do this with bent legs. Keep it going, just a couple more each side. I'll inhale, bring the feet up to the sky. Lower the hands by the hips. Bend the knees and take the backs of the knees with hands. Now we're going for a supine leg stretch. We're all done working that core. So grab the backs of the knees or the backs of the calves or maybe the toes. Work towards straightened legs, but the knees can be bent. But what we're really working for is a long spine on the ground. And that stretch in the back of the legs. Let the tailbone work toward the front of the mat, lengthening the lower back, breathing into the backs of the legs. So with each breath, they straighten a little more, or maybe you pull them in more toward the back of the mat. Making space. Well, those muscles in the backs of the legs are getting longer and wider. Now release the left leg and let it go straight out in front of you, foot flexed. We'll continue to stretch into the right. Now from here, we're going to go into a twist. So you can bend the knee and grab a hold of the knee and draw it across, or grab the outside of the foot, whichever is accessible. And reach the right arm to the right, and we're twisting over to the left. Now, if this is too much for the lower back, go ahead and stack the knees. Choose your leg position that feels good. So leg can be bent, holding the knee. Or maybe he's working towards straightening the leg out to the left. Shoulders are on the ground, so use your left shoulder, press that into the earth, and that'll let the right come closer to the ground. If the shoulders are floating, you want to put something under your knee or your foot over on the left if it's causing a strain. Breathe into the outer leg and the hip. Let it open. Last breath here. On your next inhale, bend the knee if you straighten it and bring it on toward the center. And let's switch sides. Right leg long in front of you. Bring your left in. Grab a hold of the foot, the calf, or the knee. Right hand can fall to the upper right thigh. Let those muscles get long. A little visualization goes a long way, so imagine those muscles just getting broader, looser. So much of our tension isn't actually physical. It's the mind or the body's reaction to what it is. It thinks it's trying to protect you from overstretching. So you can get past that by breathing into it. And just let the body know that this is a safe stretch. It's okay. And it'll start to let you in. Now bend the knee and pull it over toward the right, reaching with the left arm over to the left. Or grab the outside of the foot, your choice. Twisting to the left. Look left. If you're holding the foot, knee can be bent. Mine usually is, at least a little. Varies from day to day. Breathe into the outer hip, pulling the left hip toward the left, away from the foot. So you're creating this long line where the ends are moving away from each other, foot to hip. Last breath here. And on your next inhale, bring it on back to center. Bring the knees in, draw them into the chest just for a breath. And then let them straighten out in front of you and let the feet flop open, hands flop open. Shavasana, corpse pose. Snuggle the shoulders in, rock the head side to side, get comfy. Now you can release the breath. And just observe. Scan the body. Any areas that still feel like they're engaged or tight, just release and let them sink into the floor. Now when you're ready, start to bend one knee and place the foot on the floor and then the other. Bring the hands to the upper thighs. Draw the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze, and then come on up to sit. Come into a cross-legged position. Simple cross-legged, half lotus. Backs of the knees, backs of the hands to the knees. Close the eyes. Thumb and forefinger touch. The beauty of yoga is that even though today, we were focused on our core and getting strong, we still come to this place, that peaceful place inside that's always there. And that's your real core. That's the core of who you are, is this being that has the ability to be peaceful and relaxed at any time. It's just a matter of finding and reminding that you're there. And that's the gift of yoga. As you open the eyes, bring the hands back to the lower ribs and the upper pelvis. The middle fingers and the thumbs. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, knit those together. Just use the lower two abdominals to just bring those back together. Back is broad. Maybe pull up on the pelvic floor. And that's not just for core workouts or yoga practices focused on core. But remember that for all yoga, as you're doing balances on your, whether they're standing poses, balances on your arms, or just about any yoga pose. Engaging that gives you the lift that you need to do that pose well. That's it for today. That is day 4, all about core. Namaste and aloha. See you tomorrow.